Classic Nintendo announcing a freaking Direct 1 day in advance. Hey everybody, I'm Jammer, and I guess it's a Nintendo Direct tomorrow. People have been clamoring since the Mini, saying that, you know, the Mini's not a real Direct. A real one's coming next week. I'm like, dude, it's not coming next week. How are you not satisfied with the announcement in the Mini? A real one will come eventually. And now it's here, and as always, as usual, donning the suit of justice. I'm here to give you my predictions for the March 8th Nintendo Direct
directory
to you. Now, they announced on Twitter what's going on, what we can kind of expect going into it. I don't know, at this point anyways, I don't know the actual timing and how long it's going to be. I would say roughly a half hour, give or take. Longer than the Mini, but not super long. I would maybe even under 30 minutes, to be honest. What that we can expect is news on upcoming Nintendo Switch and 3DS titles, including more extensive look at Mario Tennis Aces. My expectations for Mario Tennis Aces, because let's just go right into that, is just, I think they're going to really show off certain modes, really give you a deep dive into what the game's going to be about, what kind of multiplayer experiences there is, whether it's online as well as local. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of functionality with 2 people split Joy-Con, so you can play 2-player whenever you want. I'm expect to see probably a couple new characters, you know, stuff that wasn't really shown off in that initial reveal trailer. Then, of course, a release date. I think they're going to, it's going to be coming out within the next few months anyways, so I think here would be a good place to announce a release date. My expectation, I mean, there was a rumor that was coming out in June, right around the E3 time or before, kind of similar to how ARMS did. I don't know if that's a successful time to release games. I mean, ARMS still did really well, but at the same time, it was like the new wave of the hype of the Switch being only out a few months. I'm not sure when they might release this. June still seems like a good month. It's not necessarily a big summer title. I actually could expect it a little bit sooner in the spring anyways, just to really front load this year with all these titles, because considering a good amount of the ones I've announced so far are ports for the Wii U. So for Switch owners, myself, who are also Wii U owners, which again, I understand we are in the minority, I don't think they're gonna think that way, and because I'm feel like each port from the Wii U is like a brand new game to the Switch. They're not considering them ports in their eyes. These are all brand new $60 games. Because the majority of people who are going to buy them and play them are people who have never touched them before and never had the opportunity to play them because they didn't have a Wii U. The point I'm getting at is Mario Tennis Aces is the really one of 2 new games they've announced so far for the Switch that aren't ports from the Wii U, including the Kirby game coming out in the next week and a half. So, for that reason, I could see it being sooner in the release dates just because it's, well, you know, the only new game besides amongst ports, which is fine. It's totally fine. I really do want to see more information on this. I know the last tennis was really bad. Well, actually, if we're considering the 3DS one, which was literally a port of the Wii U one in a mini-game format, you know, of like, what was it, Mario Sport Pack or something like that, and the Wii U one was bad. But I think they're going to do a lot better with this. We've already seen some new maps. The character designs look awesome. They're little, like, you know, it really reminds me of, like, kind of Strikers in a way, where they got their own unique outfits for the game rather than just being in Mario clothes, you know. I really like that. What I found really interesting about that tweet is they talked about upcoming Nintendo Switch and 3DS titles. They're really still keeping the 3DS going, which is awesome. I mean, as of right now, I'm not sure if we know many games coming to the 3DS currently. I think it's kind of a mystery right now. And the fact that they're going to continue support to it, which is really awesome, and I think it's a great move for them. Personally, I love them to switch all their dev teams onto the Nintendo Switch games, which I'm sure they're getting to a point of that soon. But if they're going to continue it throughout this last year, I think that would make sense for this to be the last year of the 3DS, which I know is sad and whatever. But that might make the most sense, you know what I mean? We haven't seen too many big releases on the 3DS even last year. I mean, the biggest were like Metroid, and I guess Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. I mean, it's Pokemon, it's always technically a big release, but also that's kind of a re-release of the game that was last year, you know? So in that vein, I mean, it's not as big as a release as like a new generation would have been, for example. Even a remake might have been even more hyped up, just because there was a lot of confusion with the marketing of Ultra Sun. We gotta get into that. So what they could talk about for 3DS, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Because 3DS is kind of an enigma right now, where it hasn't had that many games in the last year. It's kind of winding down in a way, you know? So for whatever they might announce, whether it be new, you know, Nintendo published games or other third-party stuff, it could be anything. It really could be anything. It's the end of the console's life cycle, or at least getting close to it. So they really could throw anything at us. And I have no idea even what to predict. That's why I'm kind of surprised that they're still going with it, because at least from my perspective, I've seen that it seems like the 3DS has been slowing down. But as far as sales numbers, I have no idea. But potentially, maybe they're still doing well. Maybe they're still selling tons of consoles, so why not continue to make software for it, right? I mean, 3DS has been making Nintendo a lot of money, especially throughout the phase of the Wii U era. That was like their only crutch for a while, which is so impressive that the little handheld can do what it did. Eventually, those developers will get all onto Switch and working on projects there, which I cannot wait for, just getting all teams all on board. But until then, they're allowed to keep doing their thing and, you know, continue support to that console. Okay, so what else could we talk about for Switch? Now, I mean, we know those ports are coming out, and there really isn't much more you could talk about it, really. I mean, besides the reveal trailer of Donkey Kong, like, the only thing new, in exception to what it was already, is the Funky Kong mode, which you've already seen. Unless there's some other secret stuff, but I don't really feel like it needs any more exposure than it already has, in exception to other trailers and stuff when this game's about to be coming out. Hyrule Warriors Legends, or Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, excuse me. That game, again, it's a full package game, but at least could be showing off a lot of the 3DS content that we've never seen in HD high graphics. That could start showing off some of that stuff. I don't know if it'll be even in this Direct either. They could, I think, maybe, because that's like seeing like a bulkier package than Tropical Freeze anyways. Worth maybe a little more, few minutes to talk about anyways. And what else do we know about? Oh, what they didn't talk about in the last Nintendo Direct, I actually think they're going to talk about here, which is Yoshi. Yoshi was a game they announced last year. It looks like a pseudo-sequel to Woolly World. Woolly World? Woolly World, yeah. I got them confused. I forgot about the 3DS one, but then I realized the 3DS one was a port of Woolly World. It's weird, I never got the chance to play Woolly World, and I really want to, but at the same time, like, I don't really buy anything for my Wii U now, are you kidding me? But at the same time, it's like, why not try this new game, and I think it's definitely worth showing off in this Direct. I think they're going to show off a co-op multiplayer mode, unless it's already been shown off, can't remember, sorry, just whatever, it's been a lot of snow. So, I mean, it only makes sense with the two sideways Joy-Cons being able to play two-player Yoshi on the go. It's a given. Absolute given. This game really excites me. I'm really curious to see what else they can do with this, like, toy aesthetic or whatever it's kind of going with. Cardboard? Oh my gosh! It is like Labo cardboard? Whoa! Yoshi Labo DLC support confirmed. Speaking of Labo, might as well just jump into that which was announced. I could definitely see him talking a little more about that, considering it is coming out next month. April 20th, that's right. So at the same time, because it's in that weird spot of kind of games, kind of hardware, weird, really don't really know what it is. It's kind of a weird spot. I mean, in exception to the reveal trailer, as well as they did an information trailer a week or so back, which I wanted to do a video on, but I didn't have time. So I could expect some more about that, potentially, but assuming they're only going to be releasing these 2 packs, we really know everything that we need to know going into it, to be honest. They could announce some new Labo stuff, but at the same time, wouldn't you want the first wave of Labo to come out first? Wait to see audience reaction, consumers' reaction, and see if they like it. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to sell a lot, but just, you know, to get to gauge the numbers and see if it's worth investing more time and more sets into this Labo stuff. So I don't actually think they're going to, I don't know, I don't think they're going to announce some new Labo, just because I feel like they need to have the first 2 out for a while, let people get used to that, news articles talk about it, whatever, and then from there build upon it, you know. They could talk about the 2 existing packs we already know about, but at the same time, we already know as much as we do. So I'll just say it. Maybe we'll see something about Labo, maybe we'll see some new stuff, but I'm not gonna, like, I'm not entirely sure about that one. Okay, what else do we know about? Actually, we do know about a lot more titles. I meant to talk about this previously. So from the Direct anyways, we know a lot of the games that are in the beginning months of this year, and really past June, we have no idea what's coming up next. You know, no idea what games are coming out next. But at the same time, there have been some announced games that haven't either gotten release dates or really gotten much information beyond, you know, an announcement that, hey, it's coming. There's Metroid Prime, but again, that's not coming this year. If they're going to show off anything, it's going to be at E3, and it's going to be an announcement for the next year. So let's just write that off right now. There is the Yoshi game, like I previously mentioned, and I don't think they're going to show off a release date or anything, or maybe if they say anything, it'll be like fall or summer or something. It'll be like a full season's worth, so they have plenty of flexibility with the release date. So those are those 2 games, but then there's also the Fire Emblem game that they talked about last year in the Fire Emblem Nintendo Direct, where they announced, or actually maybe they did it in the January Direct, I could be mistaken. Whenever they talked about Fire Emblem Warriors, they also mentioned, hey, a traditional fire game is going to be coming next year, stay tuned for more information. This could be a time to actually start talking about that, because I could kind of expect a late fall release, not totally holiday, but maybe right before or something like that. And I think this might be a good time to talk about it. This, at the same time, could be E3 news, or maybe this is coming sooner than we expect, and this could be during the summer. I mean, traditionally, Fire Emblem games in the past few years anyways have been coming late spring, like May time frame. And I don't think, I mean, Nintendo's proved me wrong before, but I don't think they're going to announce it and then it come out a few months later. At the same time, they've done that plenty of times. It just doesn't seem right, doesn't feel right, especially because, I mean, we have, as far as we know about this game, all we've seen is, like, not even a logo. We just seen the Fire Emblem regular series logo and it says Nintendo Switch. I don't want to put a hard prediction on saying that we're going to get a release date and it's coming out this spring. I feel like it's later in the year, but they could surprise me. What they could show off is obviously the new characters, the story, get us into that world, you know, and I'm looking forward to this game. It's been a long time since the Fire Emblem series has returned to home console, especially after its booming success through 3DS Life, really rejuvenating the series, you know. So that could be something they could show off, as well as there's another game that they talked about last year in the big January Direct or whatever, some Direct early last year, where it talked about a Pokemon game coming to Nintendo Switch. A traditional mainline Pokemon game, and I know people are so hyped for it. There's been some like rumors slash leaks about the next gen starters, 9, 8, 9, I think it's 9. And there's no, they're all fake. They've all been fake so far, but this happens every generation. Everyone gets so excited. They start, you know, the fake people start coming out and start making all the fake little drawings and stuff. The Pokemon community is itching for a new game. And I mean, I think it's coming out this year. I think it's going to be one of the holiday titles for Nintendo Switch. We're going to have this new Pokemon game, potentially this new generation, unless it's a remake, but it seems like it probably might be a new generation. At the same time, it seems really early, but I don't know, the Pokemon cycle goes faster than you even expected, you know? So whether they show it off today, I'm not entirely certain, because they take Pokemon they treat it with a lot of specialness. I can't think of the word. But the point being is, in previous years, when they want to talk about a new Pokemon game, a new generation, they'll do a Pokemon Nintendo Direct like they did for Sun and Moon. They really treat this series with such special care because it does carry as much hype as it does. Like literally a Direct with just Pokemon alone, even if it's like 6 minutes long, is enough to out-hype anything that's going to be in the rest of this Direct. And obviously they don't want to overshadow any other announcements during this Direct, especially because they're going to be talking about 3DS titles. Because if everyone just sees Pokemon's on Switch, literally all the news will be set aside. They could talk about it, but I don't think so. I think that announcement, the Pokemon announcement, will be saved for its either own Nintendo Direct, Pokemon Direct, or even an E3 news, but at the same time, it's like, if they announce at E3, that'll overshadow the rest of their E3, you know? Which is a good and a bad thing at the same time. So I really feel like Pokemon traditionally has been its own announcement, on its own terms, on its own, literally making its own day a holiday, you know? So I feel like that's going to be a similar thing for this game when they start talking about that finally, so I do not expect them to talk about it here. Okay, and I think that is the full list of games we actually know about. So that's like another remaining 3 or 4 that could potentially come out this year and stuff they could talk about. Now we can talk about games that they haven't announced, that we kind of know is coming, maybe coming, just predictions. Pikmin 4, we've been predicting this literally every Nintendo Direct. I'm kind of sick of predicting it now. I'm almost like, it's never coming, you know? And watch, this is the Direct where they announce it, because I say, it's not coming anymore. They're done with that. Prove me wrong, Nintendo. If you announce Pikmin 4, I'll be super excited, don't get me wrong, but prove me wrong. I really hope if they can get, whenever Pikmin 4 does come to the Switch, I really hope that they can make sense of the controls, because really the Wiimote and Nunchuck was the way to go in Pikmin 3, and it felt so natural in the 1 and 2 remakes. But I really at the same time want sideways Joy-Con compatibility, so then you can play Bingo Battle on the go with a friend. Like, please, man, that'd be so fun. But I don't want to talk too much about that because I really don't expect it at this point, just because it's like, it's just such an enigma at this point. Who knows if it's ready, who knows what point in development it is anymore, but we'll see it eventually. And watch, they're gonna prove me wrong. What else do we got? There are 2 big ones that everyone's cowering over, everyone is just salivating over, I know I am anyways, and that is Amiibo Festival and Smash Tour. Yeah, so Animal Crossing and Super Smash Bros. Those are 2 series that are talked about countless times, 1,000 times over. Everyone's hyped. Everyone wants an announcement of those games, as do I. And I think it's time. Ooh, it's time. I think, you know, I'm not sure. Animal Crossing, which one am I more, which one am I more certain on that they might announce? I honestly, for a while, it was always Animal Crossing, but because we've heard so little and it's been such just like pushed aside for a while, I'm not sure anymore about Animal Crossing. For a while it was, yeah, Animal Crossing's first and the Smash would be a later announcement. You know, I think I'm going to say it. I think they're going to announce Super Smash Brothers. At the same time, though, okay, because if I had to predict, I don't know, I'm contradicting myself. If I had to predict when Smash Brothers is going to come out, I think it's going to be August or September. So like right at the end of the summer, still summertime, so kids can pick up a game right before school starts. Because I don't expect it to be ready anytime soon. And obviously they need to fill out the rest of the year, you know. They're front-loaded right now. They got plenty of games, plenty of announcements coming up that way. So if Smash is announced, I could see it being, you know, end of summer, maybe like really early fall. I think September would be a good month, but I don't know. And, yeah, I need to do a specific video on Smash Bros. I have a lot I need to say about that game. Because there's been a couple rumors here and there. A lot of them proven to be fake, but it's still buzzing in the industry. The name Smash and the idea of it coming to Switch. It's been talked about a lot, and if they're going to announce it here, I might as well give a quick recap of what I think. I think it's going to be a port. I think they're going to take the best of 3DS and Wii U. I don't think it's going to be all of it, though. I think each game's going to have exclusivities. I think Smash Tour and Smash Run are going to be exclusive to the 3DS and Wii U. I think they're going to keep a few stages here and there, so then they have some exclusivities, some exclusive modes. And I think the Switch version is going to be generally a port of the Wii U version with some 3DS stuff, as well as brand new stuff to really make it its own thing. A couple of new stages, as well as its own big mode, such as, you know, in the vein of Smash Tour, Smash Run, or, you know, something that's a Smash mode, you know, a new exclusive mode that's going to be on the Switch. In addition to that, I could definitely see some new characters. I've talked about this 1,000 times. I really only think it's going to be like maybe 3 or so, give or take, not too many. And I really feel like they'll keep exclusive on the Switch for a few months, and then later down the road, this 3DS and Wii U will have the option for users to be able to purchase paid DLC to buy those 3 fighters in a pack together. Because, like I said, throughout the development of both Wii U and 3DS, they wanted to keep the versions the same so that there was no one superior than the other as far as character roster. Because as far as the competitive scene would go, it would really just throw Wii U out the window if you could all just play on Switch with new characters. It would entirely be 2 different metas, 2 entirely different balanced games, you know? So that's why I don't think a lot of people are saying it's going to stay exclusive. I think timed exclusive. Maybe even 6 months or longer of the characters being exclusive to Switch, and then they're going to be brought to the other versions. I want to talk about this more. I should have made a whole video about this way earlier. If they announce it, then great. I don't have to make the video. If they don't, then I'll make that video later. Then Animal Crossing, of course. See, even both of these are still such weird predictions because we've been predicting them so much and still haven't seen it yet. And so it gets to a point where it's like, can I keep saying it's coming, you know? Animal Crossing, I couldn't be more excited for that. If I had to give preference, I think I would want an Animal Crossing game more than I want a Smash game. Just because I am a huge Animal Crossing fan, and I hope and pray you guys will come with me for that coverage, because I will be playing that game constantly. When I got New Leaf, within the first few months of owning that game, I got well over 300 hours. And this isn't some Splatoon shooter game where you're playing new matches and it's all like fresh gameplay. Fresh Splatoon, yeah. It's Animal Crossing, life sim, moving stuff around, talking to villagers. Oh man, please, I cannot wait. Just for the fact that it's back, it's still on a handheld, because my least favorite version is the Wii one. The GameCube, I have such nostalgic for it. But the Wii one, just because it felt like a half-baked version of Wild World. And it was hard because it was locked to a home console. With the Switch, it's meant for Animal Crossing. Being able to play on a big screen when you're home, and then be able to take it and continue playing it forever. Oh, please. I've talked about what I want from an Animal Crossing game 1,000 times over. Plenty of videos talking about that. And if they do show it off here, I will be impressed. And if they have to give a release date, I doubt it. I think if they show off Animal Crossing, there's no release date. If anything, it'll be just look forward to more information later this year, coming out 2018. But if I had to guess, I think it'll also be later fall. It could be, or at the same time, Animal Crossing is such a summer game, you know, because you can invest so much time into it. I personally would love to see it sooner than later. But at the same time, I have no idea what to expect just because we don't know anything about it yet, you know. Alright, what else can I talk about? Curveballs. You know what? They could throw one curveball. I really only expect like a handful of new announcements. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff on 3DS. Like, there's going to be a pretty meaty section on a lot of new announcements for that system. And as far as like big AAA Nintendo announcements, I really only expect like 3 at most, really. If even, you know. I don't expect too many, because again, E3 is only a few months away. They'll probably slide in one more direct in between then and now, just because of the time gap anyways. But at the same time, they still have plenty more months, more weeks, more days to announce other stuff, you know. They want to keep people's expectations and, like, you know, looking forward to games closer range, so not looking too far ahead. I don't know, I'm getting a little sidelined. There could be a few curveballs, there could be a few things we could never expect. I mean, no one expected Mario Tennis, for example, and no one expected the World Ends With You, for example. So we can see more information like that. As far as third party, they could show off Bayonetta 3 stuff, but I don't think it's ready just yet. I think that's going to be a little bit later in the year, maybe even E3. Dark Souls, I think that's coming up in the next whatever, but at the same time, like, what else are you going to show off? Just a remake, you know? Though I think there's going to be some third-party surprises in there. Stuff that I couldn't even predict because it literally could be anything, you know? And I'm really excited to look forward to that. I think I'm about to win.
Whoa, what?
I don't know what else I could predict, but definitely let me know in the comments what you're predicting. What do you think we're going to be seeing tomorrow at the this Nintendo Direct? Are you expecting Smash and Animal Crossing, or one or the other? Both? Are you keeping expectations low and saying they're only going to talk about stuff they announced and maybe throw us a few new 3DS and that's it? Because realistically, they totally could do that. Definitely let me know all that in the comments. Give this video a big awesome like.
Give it a like, please.
And if you definitely haven't already, subscribe for tons more on Nintendo Switch and other just Nintendo stuff. Tomorrow, I will be doing a reaction video as soon as I possibly can after the Direct airs. Record my reaction, afterwards talk more about it, talk more about each game individually. You can expect that as soon as I possibly can get it up. Obviously, because it's later, a little bit later in the afternoon, it'll probably, the video itself, my video will be even later upon that, but I'll get it up as soon as I possibly can. I guess thank you guys so much for watching. As always, this week has been so awesome. We've been banging out videos. I've been on such a high right now making content for you guys, and I've been having so much fun. So much fun. So definitely check out, I don't know, cards. There's the cards. Check out some other videos. You know, we got the Splatoon one just the other day, the Luigi from Mario Odyssey, the Kirby. Oh yeah, Kirby's doing awesome. That's awesome. So I hope I'm gonna start doing more Kirby for you guys, especially when that game comes out. Cannot wait. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.